Hello, Virgo. Stop stressing. I mean it. Whatever you've been doing in the last hour, the last day, the last week, the overthinking, the analyzing, the running the same scenarios through your head and arriving at the same place of, I don't know what this means. I need you to put that down for the next few minutes and just be here with me. Because what I'm about to tell you is going to make you want to go back to your phone and scroll for evidence, or text your best friend, or find some way to get more information. And I'm asking you to resist that impulse because the information you have been looking for, it's already here in the cards right now. And what it says is going to make you exhale. I pulled these cards before I started recording because I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to get in there and start softening what I was seeing. And Virgo, I don't need to soften anything today. What came through is clear and it is warm and it is going to address the specific, private, been keeping me up at night question that brought you to this reading. The moment I opened up your energy today, I felt something. I don't always feel immediately, and I want to share it before we look at a single card. I felt warmth, not generic warmth, directed warmth. The specific has an object, is pointed at a particular person kind of warmth that belongs to someone who is carrying something tender and significant for a specific human being. And that human being, Virgo, is you. There is someone in your life, and if you're watching this, you know who I'm talking about, because something in you landed on this reading for a reason, who is carrying something for you that is considerably larger and considerably more genuine than what they have been directly expressing. And the gap between what they feel and what they've been showing you has been the specific source of whatever stress you've been walking around with lately. Today we close that gap. Let me show you what they're actually holding. Okay. First card. I need to take a breath before I tell you what came out, because even in the pulling of it, I felt something shift in the energy. This is one of those readings where the cards are speaking very clearly. This card shows a figure seated in the absolute fullness of the water element's expression, completely inhabited in their own emotional depth, in the imagery of the King of Cups at his fullest expression, the most mature, most grounded, most genuine version of what deep, real feeling looks like when it has fully developed. This is not surface level attraction. This is not passing interest or casual warmth. This is feeling that has settled into the foundational level of someone's experience. Oh, Virgo, what I'm reading in this card is that this person loves you. And I'm going to use that word very deliberately because this card earns it. The water element here is at its deepest and most complete. What they carry for you is not something they decided to feel. It arrived. It established itself. And it has been present at the foundational level of how they move through their days, whether they've been outwardly showing you that or not. Spirit is telling me that some of you have been questioning whether what you sense from this person is real, whether you're reading into things, whether the warmth you feel from them in certain moments actually means what your intuition is telling you it means. I want to be very direct with you right now. Your intuition is accurate. What you've been sensing is real. The love this card is describing is not something you have imagined or constructed from wishful thinking. It is genuinely there. And I want to say something about the maturity of this card specifically because it matters. The King of Cups is not the first flush of new feeling. He is not impulsive infatuation. He is the fully developed version of something that has had time to settle and to root and to become simply who he is in relation to a particular person. What this person carries for you, has that quality. It's been present long enough to feel like just a fact about their interior, like something they've stopped questioning and simply live with. Second card, and this one specifically speaks to the secretly piece of the reading's title. This card shows a figure sitting quietly, contained, with cups that are full but being held privately rather than offered outward. The energy of someone who has something significant in their possession and who has not yet made the move to bring it fully into the open. And here's what I need you to understand about this card in this position. The fact that it's being held privately has nothing to do with whether it's real. It has everything to do with this person's specific relationship to their own vulnerability, to the risk that genuine expression requires. What's being held privately is not hidden because it's small or uncertain or because they're trying to keep options open. It's being held privately because it's large, because expressing something this significant feels significant in proportion to how much it means. The secrecy is not strategic concealment. It's the specific, very human response to having something you care enormously about and being aware of what it would cost to put it out there. What this person is secretly carrying for you is not a casual thing. It is not a maybe thing. It is a very real, very significant, makes them feel things in their chest kind of thing. I also want to say something about what this card is showing me about their daily experience of carrying this privately. Carrying a significant, unexpressed feeling for someone is not a neutral experience. It creates a specific kind of internal pressure that shows up in particular ways, in the extra attentiveness when you're around, in the moments of care that slightly exceed what the situation requires, in the quality of their presence in your vicinity that is different from how they are with other people. They are probably not aware of how visible some of this is, but you have been sensing it, and now you have the confirmation. I need to stop here for a second because something just dropped in and I want to share it exactly as it's coming through. Spirit is showing me a very specific image of this person in an ordinary moment, not a romantic moment, just an ordinary Tuesday moment, doing something completely unrelated to you. And in that ordinary moment, your name comes up in their interior, just arrives, uninvited. And what comes with it is this warmth, this fullness, this quality of their inner life becoming richer and more vivid in the moment that you're in it, even when you're not physically present, even in the middle of completely unrelated things. Virgo, you live in this person's head in the best possible way, and they are not entirely sure what to do about it. Third card, and this one addresses the completely crazy about you energy. The title is Carrying. Oh my goodness. Okay. This card shows a figure in complete, nothing holding it back. The whole body is in it, forward motion toward what they want. The fire element at its most pure and most direct. The passion card. The I know what I want and everything in me is oriented toward it card. The crazy part is real, Virgo. What I mean by crazy is this. They are not in an ordinary, manageable, I have a pleasant warmth for this person relationship to what they feel about you. They are in the specific, slightly overwhelming, why can't I stop thinking about them quality of feeling that belongs to someone who is genuinely, fully, cannot be redirected, caught up in a particular person. The fire element here is not burning at a low, comfortable temperature. It is burning at the temperature of something that has taken over. Some of you are going to recognize something in this description because you've probably caught glimpses of this. Moments when this person's energy toward you was more than the situation seemed to call for. Moments of attention or intensity or care that slightly exceeded what you expected. Your radar was correct. This card is confirming what you were picking up on. And what happens in this person's system when you walk into a room, or when a notification from you arrives on their phone, or when your name comes up in conversation. The fire element in this card is describing a genuine, physical, full body kind of response. It's not subtle for them internally, even if they've been working to keep it subtle externally. On the inside, what they experience in relation to you is vivid and immediate and strong. I need to say one more thing about the fire element in this card's position, because I want to make sure the full picture lands. Fire doesn't maintain itself at a manageable level when it's been burning long enough. It grows. What started as warmth becomes heat. What started as interest becomes preoccupation. What started as liking you becomes this card, this complete, directed, everything in me is oriented toward you energy that is very hard to live with quietly. And yet that is exactly what this person has been doing, living with it quietly, carrying it in their chest and bringing it into every interaction with you while trying to look like someone who is not actively losing their mind over you. Virgo, they are actively losing their mind over you. And they're trying really hard not to show it as much as they actually feel it. Does this feel like it's landing on something real, Virgo? The sense of someone who is showing you glimpses of something much larger than what they're fully expressing? Let me know in the comments. Fourth card, and I want to be very present for this one because it's speaking to the question that's been underneath all the stress, the real question. Not what do they feel, but is this mutual? Does what I feel land somewhere? Deep breath. This card shows the imagery of genuine mutual recognition. Two cups extended toward each other, two people facing each other in the full quality of actually seeing and being seen. This is not one person reaching towards someone who is turned away. This is the card of something real existing in both directions. Virgo, what you feel is real, what they feel is real, and what is between you is real. This card is the most direct answer available to the question you've been carrying. The mutuality is confirmed. The connection exists in both directions. What you have been sensing from them is a reflection of what is genuinely present, and what you carry toward them is landing somewhere real on the other side. Spirit is pressing me to say this clearly, so I'm going to say it clearly. You are not delusional about this connection. You are not reading into things. You are not hoping something into existence that doesn't exist. The something exists. It is present on both sides. And the reason the stress has been so uncomfortable is precisely because something real is at stake, and your body knows that, even when your mind is trying to talk you into uncertainty. I also want to name something that I feel Spirit wants me to acknowledge, specifically for some of you in this collective. I know some of you have been telling yourself that you're probably imagining things, that you're getting your hopes up, that the responsible Virgo appropriate thing to do is to not assume, to not project, to wait for undeniable evidence before you allow yourself to actually believe what your intuition has been telling you. And I want to gently say to that part of you, the part that's been managing your own expectations very carefully to protect yourself from being wrong, that the management is no longer necessary today. The evidence is here in the cards right now, and it says what your intuition has been saying all along. You were right about this one. Can I just acknowledge something for a second? The specific kind of stress that comes with not knowing where you stand with someone you have genuine feelings for is one of the most exhausting things available to a human being. And Virgo, in particular, tends to carry that stress in a very specific way, internally, thoroughly, with the kind of complete analysis that feels like it should produce clarity, but sometimes just produces more questions. I see you in that. And what the cards are offering today is a genuine release from the need to keep running the analysis, because the analysis has been trying to arrive at a conclusion that the cards are just handing you directly. Stop analyzing. They love you. You can relax. Fifth card, and this is the card that ties the whole reading together and speaks to where all of this is heading. This card shows the imagery of the great wheel at a point of genuine, significant turning, the ascending side, this is moving toward something quality. The wheel in this position is telling me something very specific about where this situation is headed. Whatever has been quietly building, whatever has been held privately, whatever has been secretly crazy and deeply real, but not yet fully expressed, it's approaching the moment of its expression. The wheel is turning this situation toward a visible, external, this is actually happening development. The feeling that has existed in both directions is approaching the point where it finds the form it needs to take in the actual, shared, visible to both of you world. This doesn't mean tomorrow. Timing is always Spirit's domain and not mine to speak with precision about. What I can tell you is that the energy of the situation has direction, and that direction is toward expression, toward something becoming more real between you, more acknowledged, more in the open than it is right now. The wheels turning tends to produce the kind of development that feels almost inevitable in retrospect. The kind where once it happens, you look back and realize all the signs were there and this was always where things were heading. That's the quality of what's approaching for you, not a sudden dramatic reversal. More like the natural, meant to be next development of something that has been quietly, steadily becoming more real all along. And it's going in a good direction, Virgo. The wheel is not turning toward difficulty or loss. It is turning toward the arrival of something that has been building, something warm, something real. Something that, when it arrives, is going to make the stress of this waiting period feel like it was absolutely worth it. I want to say one more thing about this fifth card and what it means in practical terms, because I don't want to leave you with something abstract when something concrete is available. The wheel's movement in the direction of expression means that the quiet that has been the texture of this situation is not going to be permanent. Something is going to shift the dynamic into a more open, more acknowledged, more actually communicating space between you and this person. That shift is already in motion at the energetic level. And when it arrives in the visible, external, actual reality level, it's going to feel like relief, like finally, like something that was slightly too tightly coiled unwinding into something that has more room to breathe. You're almost there. Before I let you go, I want to say something to you directly. You have been stressing about something that the universe has already sorted out in your favor. I know that requires trust in something you can't fully verify from where you're standing right now. But the cards today have been remarkably clear and remarkably consistent. And what they're showing me is this person loves you. They are privately, secretly, almost embarrassingly full of feeling for you that they have not yet fully found the way to bring to the surface. The connection between you is real and it is mutual, and it is moving on its own schedule and in its own way toward expression. Your job between now and when that happens is to quit stressing, genuinely, because the stressing is not accelerating anything. It is just making the waiting uncomfortable. And the waiting has a direction. It's going somewhere good. Trust what you've been sensing. Trust that what you feel is real. Trust that the person this reading is about has their own interior completely full of you and is doing their own version of figuring out how to say so. And in the meantime, go do something that makes your actual daily life feel good, because the love that is waiting for you is going to land in the actual daily, this is my real life version of you. And that version of you deserves to be living well while the situation does what it's doing. I want to leave you with one final thing that came through as I was wrapping up the energy of this reading. Spirit showed me something very specifically for the Virgo collective, and I don't want to skip it. What was shown was the image of you in some future ordinary moment laughing. Not a significant moment, just an ordinary, nothing special, this is just my life moment. But in it there is this quality of ease that is different from what some of you are carrying right now. The ease of someone who knows where they stand, who isn't carrying the uncertainty anymore, who has received the confirmation in real life that the cards today are giving you in advance. That moment is coming. That ease is coming. The stress you're in right now is a temporary condition, not a permanent state. And the reason I know that is sitting in 5 very clear, very warm, very consistent cards that spent the entire reading telling me the same story from 5 different angles. They love you. It's real. It's coming. Quit stressing. If this reading helped you breathe a little easier, if the confirmation of what you've been sensing but couldn't be sure of landed somewhere real for you today, please share it with a Virgo who is in the same stress spiral and needs to hear that they can come down from it. And leave a comment. Tell me how long you've been carrying this and whether this reading helped. I read every single comment. I genuinely do. And I love hearing from you. Until next time, Virgo, quit stressing. They are secretly crazy for you. They love you so much. And what's between you is more real than your stress has been letting you believe. Breathe. It's happening. And it's going to be good. That's the whole reading, Virgo. 5 cards. One consistent, warm, unmistakable message. They love you. They are secretly crazy about you. And what's between you is heading somewhere genuinely beautiful. Now put the phone down and go live your life. The good stuff is on its way. Trust it. Always.